Hey guys, Brent Hull Build Show, talking today about moldings, right? How do you sell more moldings? How do you increase the value of your projects, right? You see our projects, we got moldings everywhere. I'm in my showroom, you see all this stuff. We're talking today about selling moldings. Okay guys, I'm talking to you from my showroom today, right? We're in a spot where we've got these samples out here. I've got a sample of a Georgian cross-setted molding, right? That we like to share and explain to clients what's going on. We've got all these pretty samples on the wall. Sometimes I'll take some of these off and actually take them to a job site, and I'll actually show a client how it might look on a door, how you might elevate a door. So how do you sell more moldings? What do you do? I remember when I was in North Bennett Street, we were looking at a Georgian room and we were looking at the paneling and the way it was built. And I still remember this moment exactly. I was looking at this molding and I just fell in love with it. I remember looking at it going, that is such a beautiful shape. I just love this, right? I was captured by the craft of moldings and millwork and what it was doing. When I think about moldings today, I think they express a personality. I think they communicate, right? And so I am not selling moldings, right? I am sharing my passion, right? I am sharing and educating my client. So it's kind of a trick, guys. I don't even remember that scene from The Matrix. Neo was going to go see the Oracle, right? And he's like bending these spoons and everything else. And she says, the secret is not trying to bend the spoon. The secret is there is no spoon. Ah, right? This crazy idea that there is no spoon. Same thing here. I don't want you to try to sell moldings, right? I want you to share your passion. People love people with passion. People love people that love things, right? Because there's so much going on today. There's so much noise. I remember when I was about, I was probably 12 years old, and my buddy, next door neighbor, fell in love with The Who. And then just to watch him get excited and hit the drums and singing along, I was like, oh yeah, The Who's pretty good, yeah. And so I got excited about The Who and fell in love with The Who because he was, right? And that's what I want you to do with your clients, right? It's not a matter of selling moldings, it's a matter of selling your passion and your care. Realize that they are hiring someone to help them through this process, right? And they're gonna be much more excited about talking to someone who really loves what they're doing than somebody's like, well, you can't afford that, and you don't wanna do that. And join alongside with your client, join alongside with them and help them on this journey. And that's how you'll sell more moldings. So guys, I'm not just gonna, throw that at you and then walk away. There actually are some steps you can take that can help you communicate and sell more on your jobs. First of all, take the path that I took, right? When I left North Bennett Street, we've been studying Georgian and federal style houses, and you come to Fort Worth, Texas, and there's not Georgian and federal houses. Now, there's colonial revival, right? But there's not Georgian and federal. So I had to really reorient my thinking and reorient my study of the architectural styles that were in Fort Worth. So we got some late Victorian things, 1880, 1890. Most of our housing stock is 1920s, 1930s. So I began to study and look at those styles. I read books about Gustav Stickley, Frank Lloyd Wright, the Green Brothers in California, all part of that bungalow arts and crafts movement, right? So first thing, okay, is study the house styles of your area. If you're in California or Minnesota or Florida or New York, okay, there is a predominant housing stock and a housing style. There are traditions to that area that you can study and learn, right? Next, when you figure out where you are, okay, there are museum houses in Fort Worth that are examples, and they haven't changed too much over time, where we learn about architecture, right? We learn about how did they really do stuff in 1904 or 1890s? What did it look like? What are the shapes? What are the moldings? Become a student of those styles. So it isn't just going and visiting, but I would encourage you to take a sketchbook, right? Study those things, draw them out with your hands, right? That's how you really ingrain it into your brain. And figure out how they built it, right? Stand there and go, okay, if I was gonna build that today, how would I build that, right? And you look at those stairs and you look at the turnings and you look at the newel and you look at the carvings and you go, okay, and you become a student of these styles. You become a student of this architecture. And you see what I'm doing, guys, right? I am feeding my passion, right? I'm feeding this desire to learn more and understand more. Start building a library, right? I've encouraged you in other videos, and I wrote an article for Fine Home Building on building a library for builders, right? Or having a library for builders. I think you need a minimum of 100 books, you know, and you're like, well, what books would I buy? Well, buy books about your local architecture, right? Buy books about the styles of architecture in that area. Start becoming a student, building a library, right? My library, I've got 3,000 plus books. That reassures my client that I really understand and know things. And if you want more sophisticated clients, if you want clients that really care and maybe even have the money to spend on those things, they want to invest, okay, and it is an investment for them, into someone who really knows, right? I want you to be the best in your area, and one way to do that is to understand those traditions and understand those styles and know why we've got these crowns and moldings and things on our wall. And then I can pick up, you know, this one and say it's Georgian, and I can pick up this one and say it's federal and explain it, right? And I get into the nuances of this thing, right? Think about a mechanic who talks about dialing in a carburetor, right? That was always intriguing to me, where you talk about a guy, yeah, your fuel's a little high here, your fuel's a little low here. It's finding someone that's passionate about what they're doing and joining them on this journey, right? And that's what you're trying to do as you sell more moldings. So 4, know that there's already resources out there for great moldings, right? Moldings that are well designed and based on an architectural tradition. When I did the line for Windsor One, right, their classical American molding collection, we did an arts and crafts, we did a Greek revival, right? I studied those books from the past. We actually took them, right, lifted them right from the millwork catalogs from the 1920s, right? We practiced those things, so those are packages you can use right away. With Kukin, we went up there and looked at their local building traditions, right? We studied what early Georgian stuff was and federal, and we created this line of molding that are based on great architectural traditions. So there are resources if you're just starting out, right? And you don't know all these things yet, but you're on your path, right? These are good places to start. Both Kukin and Windsor, good people, they sell across the nation, great places to start. So guys, what is the life hack for selling more moldings, right? How do you do that? Realize you're not selling moldings, right? You are educating your clients, right? And you're not just educating, you're sharing your passion, right? And so the key is that there isn't a spoon, right? It's not that you're trying to sell something, you're trying to say the right words, right? People want to come along on this ride, right? They want to share in a passion and a desire to build a beautiful thing. That is the secret to selling moldings or houses or whatever you're trying to do. So invest that time, study, right? Become passionate about what you're doing, and you'll sell more moldings. Hey guys, I hope you can sell more moldings, right? Because you're on this journey to become the best, right? You're on this journey to infuse your trade with passion, right? That's how you sell more moldings. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. A lot of behind the scenes things that we're doing there, showing you our process. Also sign up for the newsletter. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.